Some experiences don't just hurt, they rename you. They shrink your world. They change how you introduce yourself to people. They take the dreamer and turn him into the prisoner, the favorite child into the forgotten one, the hopeful teenager into the one who learns to watch every room. Some trauma doesn't just wound your body, it attacks your identity. Let's get into it. There's a man in scripture who knows that tyranny well, Joseph. Loved by his father, given a vision for his life, then betrayed by his brothers, thrown into a pit and sold, dragged into slavery, stripped of his coat, stripped of his statue, stripped of safety, and that's shock trauma. It's relational violence. It's your nervous system realizing that the people who were supposed to protect you didn't. Let's slow things down a bit, because some of you weren't hurt by strangers either. It was your family, church, friends, authority figures, people who knew your soft places, people who had access to you. That kind of trauma cuts deeper. It teaches the nervous system that trust is dangerous, belonging is temporary, and love can vanish overnight. So the body adapts. Hypervigilance, self-reliance, guarded attachment, learning to read moods, staying ready to run, building strength where innocence used to live. That isn't bitterness. That's biology, shaped by betrayal. And Joseph doesn't just survive one event. The hits keep coming. False accusations, public shame, prison, years passing with no explanation, no appeal process, no timeline, no justice. That's prolonged trauma. That's what happens when your life gets hijacked and nobody explains why. Here's the neuroscience. When threat is repeated and uncontrollable, the brain rewires around survival. It sharpens perspective, narrows focus, dampens hope, and builds emotional armor. It also keeps memory on high alert. Your nervous system learns don't trust easy, stay prepared, and expect disappointment. Now, here's what makes Joseph extraordinary. He doesn't become cruel. He doesn't stop functioning. And he doesn't lose his ability to care for others. In prison, he notices people's faces, and that matters. Trauma usually pulls attention inward. Joseph still sees outward. That's resilience forming, slowly, in captivity, without applause, and without explanation. And when Joseph finally rises to power, he meets the very people who shattered his world, his brothers, face to face with his trauma, and his body has a reaction. He leaves the room, he weeps multiple times, and that detail matters, because healed people still have nervous systems. Forgiveness doesn't erase biology. Reconciliation doesn't cancel stored memory. Your body may still shake in places your fate has already decided to go. Joseph names it honestly. What you meant for harm, God used for good. Notice he doesn't say it was evil. He doesn't minimize. He doesn't spiritualize abuse. He acknowledges both realities. This hurt me, and God rebuilt my life anyway. That's trauma-informed theology. That's truth, scars. So if something tried to redefine you, if a season stole your sense of self, if injustice interrupted your story, if betrayal rewrote your personality, if survival reshaped how you love, hear me and hear me clearly. You are not who trauma said you were. You are who God is still forming. Your captivity seasons did not cancel your calling. They may have complicated it, deepened it, seasoned it, prepared you in ways you didn't choose. Here's the question. What if the pit didn't destroy Joseph, but stripped him down to what couldn't be taken? What if the prison didn't erase the dream, but matured it? And what if the delays weren't punishment, but preparations? And not in a cute way, in a costly way, in a way that left scars, wisdom, and a deeper dependency on God. So if you're rebuilding identity after trauma, try this with me. Put a hand on your chest, feel your breath, and say, trauma does not get the final word over me. My story is still unfolding. God is still shaping me right here, right now. Because the same God who met Joseph in the pits and prison still meets people whose lives were interrupted by injustice, still rebuilds dreamers, still restores name, still writes futures that trauma tried to erase. And that, my friend, is sacred. Thank you for listening. If this episode resonated with you, do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. And remember, your healing isn't just personal, it's generational. So until next time, keep healing, keep breathing, and keep walking in your God-given power.